we are celebrating National Social Worker Month. And for those of you that don't know, Jay is a is a social worker by training, in addition to having a PhD, an MBA, and a Master's in Arts. And Jay, through generations, has served this county with distinction and has the honor of having been one of the few people in the county's history to have been appointed by 4 county executives and 4 county councils to serve in his role in the Department of Health and Human Services. Jay, I had the opportunity to work with you in the previous administration on the Senior Summit and a number of issues that helped establish the distinction of Montgomery County being an age-friendly community, one of few jurisdictions around the country to have that distinction. I saw firsthand your work, your dedication, and your commitment to excellence. And so while I know these last few years have been unimaginably difficult for you and your family, not surprisingly, you have addressed them with grace and with the strength and with the fortitude that all of us have come to expect from you in your remarkable years of service to our community, which you continue to serve in so many different ways. So we have 3 folks in the audience today, Jay, that are here to say a few words recognizing you. I want to begin by one of my mentors and good friends, who you had the opportunity to work alongside from in previous administrations, and that is Mr. Chuck Short. Chuck?
Thank you, Council President. Good morning to everyone, and especially good morning to you, Jay, and Nancy. Great to see you. Before I start, Jay, I just would like to suggest to the council that this particular morning session, these 2 proclamations, Linda McMillan and Jay Kenney, Dr. Jay Kenney, ought to be recorded and distributed and be required watching for every civics class in Montgomery County. Between these 2 individuals, you have 80 years of public service, extraordinary public service, I would say. We are so deeply honored to be able to recognize these 2 individuals. And I'd add, Linda, if you're still on, my deepest thanks to you. I, by the way, I think have worked longer with Linda McMillan than anybody on the screen. That's because I'm an old man. But it is wonderful for the people of this county and this morning to put together in one place the services of Dr. Jay Kenney and Linda McMillan. They are the best example, not only of public employment and commitment to community, but of heart and compassion. Jay, if I could say, I am honored to represent hundreds of your peers, former employees, public employees, and many, many admiring friends in honoring you today as the true paragon of the profession of social work. Not only did you go on and get a PhD, but you, of course, have exercised the profession of social work in every aspect. You have been a clinician, you have been an administrator, you have been an advocate, you have been a teacher, and of course you have gone on to mentor so many other social workers. You are a great example of the wonderful work of social workers. And I would take a moment to thank all of the social workers who work for Montgomery County, past and present. You've made such a difference to our county, especially in times of emergency. And speaking of emergencies, no one has led our county's response to human emergencies better and more reliably than Dr. Jay Kenney, who was always called upon. And I know Uma will speak, and she will speak to this as well. When we had a human crisis in Montgomery County, homelessness, fires, etc., it was Dr. J. Kenney, you, Jay, who came to the lead. I'm deeply honored to be able to say just these few words of thanksgiving. I consider myself lucky to be your friend. I consider myself fortunate to have been your colleague. And I want to extend my special greetings to your wife, Nancy, to your children, Aiden and Bridget, and to thank them for sharing you so much with your profession and with the county government and its people, and especially with me, who I rely so heavily upon you through the time we worked together. God bless you and thank you.
Thank you so much, Chuck. Next, we're going to hear from former HHS Director Uma Oluwalia.
Morning, everyone. Wow, what an occasion to come and meet with everybody again, right? I haven't seen many of your faces in a long time. Gabe, thank you so much for inviting me, and it's good to see everyone. I just tell you, I'm so deeply grateful today that I get to see Linda McMillan's retirement accolades and witness that. Linda, shout out, you're the best. I still have fond memories of working with you and the number of times I knocked on your door. But most importantly, I'm so grateful to be here with Jay and Nancy and all of you to say thank you. I drop Jay a little love note every morning if I can, and he always responds with the cheery, hey, I try, even though some of them aren't funny, he still laughs at my jokes, my poor attempts at joking. But I want to say, Jay, you embody everything that our field of social work believes in and wants to represent in the community in the truest sense of the word. I cannot explain to you what your friendship, your fellowship, and your support over the years has meant to me. Nancy, thank you for sharing him with me. Aiden and Bridget, he's such a deeply devoted family man. There is not a day when we would have conversations when Jay would not talk to me about the children. So it is really profound to have seen him live his values every single day at work. I would say you're a wonderful bureaucrat because I pride myself on that particular value and all the years that we worked together. But I also will say he was an amazing archivist. I did not know many things, many paths that had already been trodden. When I would come and say, oh, I have this brilliant new idea, and Jay would say, well, let me pull this file out. We did this back when. And Chuck, it was a testament to some of those leadership opportunities that you had created, right? And I remember having this conversation about ethics, and Jay went back to his office and pulled it out. And the day he retired from county government, that office looked so empty because there was so much there, so many pieces of paper. And I don't know, Odile, how much of that you inherited, but there was an emptiness in that office as he was cleaning up. But I do want to say, whether you were a public servant, a coach, a mentor, all the things that Chuck mentioned, right? A clinician, an administrator, but you were always unfailingly the most cheerful friend and colleague I had in the 12 years I worked in county government. And for that, I say thank you. And, you will face the coming months and years, I hope, with fortitude and the support of all of us right there cheering you on. So thank you. Thank you so much for having me today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Uma. God, it's good seeing your face. We miss you too. Now we're going to hear from Dr. Odile Brunetto, who of course is a longtime colleague of Jay's, and she will be representing the Department of Health and Human Services. Dr. Kroll could not be with us this morning, and we really wanted to be. But Odile is going to say some words on behalf of the department. Odile.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Council President Albanos. And it is really more than an honor to be here. It's very humbling to be able to share these moments with Dr. J. Kenney and all of you around on the screen. On behalf of our department director, Dr. Raymond Crowell, I am so honored to congratulate Dr. Kenney for his Pioneer Award from the National Association of Social Work. It is really the highest honor in the country as a social worker to be receiving this award. And it is absolutely amazing that you are able to celebrate this wonderful occasion on the Social Work Month in our nation, the month of March. So thank you for making this happen. And our department director wanted to make sure that I shared with all of you that he has had an amazing experience being a colleague of Dr. J. Kenney on his leadership role with the Department of HHS. Our director was a colleague, a peer of Dr. Kenney in behavioral health, while Dr. Kenney was the chief of Aging and Disability Services. And Dr. Kroll also wanted you, Jay, to know how much he appreciated your amazing sense of humor, all of the levity that you brought to the work every day, and specifically during these holidays that are the favorite of yours, Thanksgiving, Halloween, and winter holidays. And some of you know that Jay has multiple talents. One of them is he can impersonate Spider-Man and all kind of amazing folks. And he has quite a collection of costumes. And Dr. Crowell has specific collection of pictures of Dr. Kenney when he was acting up during those fun times at the office. Also, on behalf of the whole team of Aging and Disability Services, we want to thank you for your amazing leadership, being such a role model, all of the accomplishments throughout the 25 years that you were our Chief of Aging and Disability Services. You are now our Chief Emeritus, and many of us stand on your shoulders to continue the work. Uma was referring to Jay's office at the building where we work, and I am the lucky one to be in Jay's office. And when Jay retired, I had to take off that little tag that says Jay Kenney by his phone, by his office door. And I have to say, I had to take it away from that little slot, but I have kept it, and I have it in a special drawer at the office. And I looked at it every so often when I'm facing a difficult situation. It just gives me strength to think of Jay as our chief and helps me go through this difficult situation. Also want to say that in Jay's old office, he had a huge white dry erase board, and it's still there. And on the dry erase board, Jay used to write all kind of things, reminder of what was due, etc. But there is one sentence that is there that I have kept. I will never erase it. It's a quote that Jay cherished, and therefore I now do cherish it. And the quote goes, "One shine, we shine, all shine." And so, Jay, thank you for shining your light on all of us all these years, and for the legacy in our community. Thank you so much.
Thank you all so much. Those were beautiful words. I'm now going to read the proclamation, and then we will hear from Dr. Kenney himself. All right. So this is a proclamation again on behalf of all of my colleagues. Whereas Jay Kenney, PhD, MSW, MA with an MBA, has always identified himself as a social worker throughout his clinical and administrative career, and was elected this past year by his colleagues as a National Association of Social Work Pioneer, which is one of the profession's highest honors. And whereas Jay has developed and left a legacy of award-winning, innovative, accessible, and integrated programs and policies for older adults and individuals with disabilities in Montgomery County, and whereas as the Chief of Aging and Disability Services in Montgomery County Department of Health and Human Services, he formed and led teams within the department that would have otherwise been siloed, making Montgomery County's Department of Health and Human Services one of the first agencies in the country to do this. And whereas Jay's stellar public service record for more than 25 years, combining disability and aging services, including adult protective services and public guardianship, into an exceptional trailblazing team of 170 staff, earned numerous national, state, and local awards. And whereas Jay holds the distinction of being appointed by 4 county executives and confirmed by 4 county councils, recognized for his leadership spanning policy, strategic planning, and the ability to understand and communicate the independence of all people, programs, and organizations. to positively influence outcomes. Now, therefore, it be resolved that the County Council of Montgomery County hereby honors Dr. J. Kenney, a visionary leader who has demonstrated a life of service, integrity, and purpose, presented on this day of March 8th in the year 2022 by myself on behalf of all of my colleagues. Jay, I now turn it over to you to say a few words.
Good morning, everyone. I'm truly honored. I am going to have my wife, Nancy, make my brief remarks because, as you can hear, one of the things that ALS has taken from me is my voice. I would just say thank you. I am so honored to even be on the same agenda as my dear friend Linda McMillan, with whom I also have worked many years. Nancy, would you please?
Okay. Council President Albanese, distinguished members of the Montgomery County Council, dear colleagues, associates, and friends. The privilege of providing health and human services to the residents of our wonderful, welcoming county for nearly 30 years has been one of the greatest blessings of my life. Supported by compassionate elected officials and policymakers, guided by knowledgeable and dedicated directors, surrounded by skilled and passionate associates, and typically joined in our efforts by remarkable community partners, we truly made a positive difference in the lives of individuals, families, and our community as a whole. I want to thank Chuck Short, who was appointed as the first director of the newly formed Department of Health and Human Services, and gave me the opportunity to serve as the first chief of the newly formed area of Aging and Disability Services. I want to thank Uma Aluwalia for her steadfast support, always ensuring that older adults and individuals with differing abilities had the access, information, resources, and choice to be fully participating members in the life of our community. Of course, the Pioneer Award itself would never have happened without my dear friends, Bob Connolly, James Zabora, former Dean of the Catholic University School of Social Work, and our own Mario Wazarson and Dr. Odile Brunetto, who nominated me for the award. In closing, any of the accomplishments and advances that were achieved while I was serving were only possible due to outstanding collaboration among boards and commissions, numerous other departments in county government, our wonderful faith communities, selfless volunteers, and persistent advocates. As the expression states, the good we can accomplish in life is limitless as long as we don't care who gets the credit. Thank you again for this honor, which I accept on behalf of all with whom I have had the privilege to serve. Thank you.
Dr. Kenney, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh my God, this is just such an emotional morning. This is amazing. Thank you all so much.